Good evening, everybody. It is Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV. We're here to bring you a live update on a couple different stories, maybe more than a couple different stories. But first, we're going to be talking about two stories, at least to start with. We're going to be giving you a live update on the car explosion in New Delhi, India. That's a live shot from New Delhi, the scene of that car explosion. It's Tuesday there now, but this explosion happened on Monday. At least 8 people killed there. They are investigating the cause, investigating whether it might have been terrorism, and so we want to get you an update on that. And 6:42 there a.m., 6:42 a.m. in India right now. Let me just make sure I have that correct time there. So yes, 6:42 a.m. So we'll be talking about that. And then also, there's supposed to be a vote in the Senate coming up. If I can pull that up here. Oops, that's not what I want. That's what I want. That's a live shot from the U.S. Senate. And soon, they're supposed to have, we watched them vote last night. There was a key vote they had last night, which basically assured that the shutdown would end. But they have to do some more votes tonight before the legislation is officially passed and then sent to the House. The House may vote on it tomorrow. If they do, then President Trump signs it and the shutdown is over. But I'm not sure. I see on a couple of the news networks, they say soon the final vote. But we have to keep an eye on this because I'm not sure how many more votes they have. There's a vote going on now to invoke cloture, which means that they're ending debate on legislation, and then they'll vote on the legislation. So we're going to keep an eye on both of these things, okay? So just to give you an update here, I just saw this. Lisa Desjardins, who covers Congress for PBS NewsHour, she says they are on vote 5 of the 8 votes they need to pass the legislation they need to pass. Okay? So I guess this is vote 5 of the 8. There's this and 3 more votes. They're not even showing for whatever reason, a tally on this one. And Saxon Rune says they've been dealing with all amendments all day. So Lisa Desjardins says there are no more targeted amendments to vote on. So we're going to be talking about both of these things. We're going to keep an eye on that. And we're going to talk about the situation in New Delhi with that car explosion. Okay, so we're going to do both of those things, but first, we're actually going to hear a word from our sponsor. Yes, our video is sponsored today. So real quick, we're going to hear a word from our sponsor, and then we will get into the news. Hang on 1 second. A number of people these days are investing in gold, silver, and other precious metals as a way of diversifying their portfolio. If you're interested in purchasing some precious metals, one way you can do that is with a precious metals IRA. This is an IRS-approved type of IRA in which your savings are invested into gold or other precious metals. If that kind of thing sounds interesting to you, if you want to know more, you can reach out to the folks at Gold Safe Exchange. They specialize in gold IRAs and other precious metals IRAs. Gold Safe Exchange puts a priority on customer service and transparency. They've got an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. They have a price match guarantee. If you find a lower quote, they'll beat it. And they explain their processes in clear language so their clients know what's happening with their money. Also, they abide by all government security and safety standards. So if you're even a little interested in opening a gold IRA or other precious metals IRA, call Gold Safe Exchange at 800-341-6727 for a no-pressure chat. Or visit them on the web at goldsafeexchange.com/agenda-free. And mention Agenda Free TV when you reach out to access a special offer where you could get free gold or silver with qualifying purchases. All right, so that is the first time we have had a sponsor on the channel. I appreciate Gold Safe Exchange for being a sponsor. It's going to be something we try here. At least initially, we'll probably do If we have a sponsor announcement, probably something at the start and then something a little later in the broadcast. So that is what we are doing. There may be more. We'll have to see. But there you go. If you want the details on that, if you're watching on YouTube, you can find it in the YouTube description. All right. So let's go and talk about, I think we should talk about New Delhi, and I'll keep an eye on the Senate. And when the next thing happens in the Senate, we'll go over there. So let's go over to New Delhi right now and look at the live shot from there. And let's talk about the car explosion and the latest in the investigation on the car explosion in New Delhi. This explosion was right near a famous landmark, a national symbol, a national landmark in New Delhi, the Red Fort. It was right near there. All right, so let me throw up on the screen. We have two things we're looking at. So I want to get you the New Delhi shot right here. You can see it says Bomb Squad and it says Red Fort. So this is right near the Red Fort. You can see it says Bomb Squad. I have video and photos from the scene from Monday because it's Tuesday there, and I will show you what it looked like there. But at least 8 people dead in this explosion, and they have been investigating in India. Was this intentional? Is it terrorism? Who did this? If somebody did it, and why? Let me show you a little bit about this to summarize, and then I'll get you some of the latest updates on this. And I'm looking at some Indian sources too. Actually, you know what I'll do first of all? I have a video from AFP showing the scene. So I'll show you that. Let me show you that right now. It's right... I'm going to put it on the screen for you right now over this one. This was earlier. So I'm going to take this off. All right, I'm going to show you now. This is earlier. If I can put this over here. All right. So what this is this was earlier, and this was on Monday. So you can see a vehicle there. This is from AFP.
ये जो काउंटर है जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, ये जो काउंटर है ये एनएसजी के जवान यहाँ पर आए थे, अपनी पूरी टीम के साथ आए थे। वो बॉक्स भी अपने दर्शकों को दिखाया जो वो इक्विपमेंट्स अपने साथ लेकर आए थे। और यहाँ पर वो चीजें अभी जानकारी दी कि पहले धमाका पीछे की तरफ से हुआ है और इसके बाद फिर आग फैली है।
Trying to give you a sense of the scene where this happened. And you can see the car there. Again, this happened right near the Red Fort, which is a national symbol of India. It's a historic landmark there, very popular tourist site, and it happened right near the Red Fort. We were actually in the live shot, we saw a Red Fort sign. It's really right near there. So there's one obvious question is this a terror attack? And this was being investigated. This is being investigated. I'm kind of flipping through here to show you what the scene looks like here. Now, what you can see here is car blast near New Delhi's historic Red Fort kills at least 8 people, India's police say. That is from AP. A car explosion near the historic Red Fort in India's capital killed 8 people and injured at least 19 others. Police in New Delhi said, says AP, the blast, which triggered a fire that damaged several vehicles parked nearby, took place near one of the gates of the Red Fort metro station. The cause is being investigated. New Delhi's international airport, metro stations, and government buildings were placed on a high security alert after the explosion, the government said. By the way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, while I'm reading you some of this, I'm going to put the live shot back up. There is the live shot from New Delhi. One witness said he rushed out with his children and saw several vehicles on fire with body parts all over. He saw one body on the windscreen of a car. A former imperial palace, the Red Fort is a major tourist attraction in the Old Delhi section of the city. Images from the scene showed some shattered window panes and mangled pieces of vehicles while plumes of fire were billowing from the burning cars. The Home Minister of India, Amit Shah, told local media that a Hyundai i20 car exploded near a traffic signal close to the Red Fort. He said CCTV footage from cameras in the area will form part of the investigation. The Home Minister said, we are exploring all possibilities and will conduct a thorough investigation, taking all possibilities into account. All options will be investigated immediately, and we will present the results to the public. Let me tell you something about the Red Fort. The 17th century Red Fort monument is one of India's most high-profile tourist attractions, says AP. Located about 4 miles from the Parliament, it is where Indian prime ministers deliver their annual Independence Day speeches. The investigation is being conducted by the National Investigation Agency, India's Federal Terror Investigating Agency, and other agencies. I think what I'll do is, hold on a second. So we're going to get back to that. I know this is kind of going back and forth. We have a bunch more to say about this, but I want to go back to, by the way, our viewer Nitram Case said that there are some horrible videos out there, graphic videos of the aftermath. I've not seen the graphic videos. I haven't looked at them, but, hey guys, I'm going to make one quick comment here. I'm not going to linger on this. But yeah, as I mentioned before, we have a sponsor for this video. We're going to be having a sponsor for some future videos. I'm sorry if people aren't used to that. I mean, I know our audience, when anything changes on the broadcast, a lot of people get upset with that. But look, to be perfectly honest, it costs a lot of money to run this channel. There's a lot of news footage and news content I buy for the channel. I'm not getting into actual numbers, but believe me, it's a lot. And that aside, it is a very common thing for channels to have sponsors. So we do broadcasts that are hours long. It's not going to be something which I feel that greatly interferes with the news coverage. If it did, I wouldn't do it. And I'm sorry if you don't like it. If you don't like it, you can just not watch the channel. That is your choice. That is your choice. But I do this full time. The money comes out of my pocket to run the channel full time. And we're starting to have some sponsors. That's what we're doing. I don't know how much we'll do it, but it won't be something that's, if it's something that's going to greatly interfere with the coverage, I won't do it. If you have an issue with it, you can write to me, but don't write it in the chat. The chat is for discussion of the news broadcast. So I just want to put that out there. you know, I would ask you to look at comparably sized channels on YouTube and Twitch and other platforms and see whether any of them have sponsorships on their channels. And I think you'll see a lot of them do. Okay, so anyways, that is the kind of thing that will help us, that helps the channel survive. And also, there are more resources I would like to get for the channel. Maybe I'll be able to get them, you know, if we have the resources to do that. So anyways, I just wanted to say that. I'm not going to say that every episode. But again, if you're upset about it, that's your choice. Please don't put it in the chat. The chat is for people in the chat want to discuss the news outlet. They don't want to hear your complaints about the channel. You are welcome to message me, agendafreetv@gmail.com. It's not a secret. That's the email address for the channel, agendafreetv@gmail.com. Write me there. You can send me your angry complaints. Okay, now I want to go back over to the Senate. We're gonna be jumping back and forth because I want to keep the eye on the Senate because they're doing votes. Oh, I think they're doing a vote right now in the Senate. This might be number 6 of 8 they need to do. So we're going to talk more about the India car bombing in a second. Let's go to the Senate and let's put that up there. There it is. Okay, now I have to figure out what number vote this is of the. I believe this might be the 6th of 8. Yeah, this is vote 6 of 8. So this is vote 6 of 8 that they need to do. There shouldn't be a problem with any of these votes. They're all going to pass. But this is 6 of 8 that need to be done in the Senate for the legislation to be passed in the Senate to keep the government, to end the government shutdown. And then I believe the House may be trying to vote tomorrow. And once the House passed the legislation, then the president can sign it, and that'll be the end of the shutdown. So, so we'll keep an eye on this. Again, I'm not aware of any kind of issues. Jamie Dupree reports that there was just the previous vote was a vote to filibuster the shutdown package. And that vote, which was just before this, once again, the vote was 60-40 to end the filibuster, which was the same as last night. And the same 8 Democratic, so 7 Democrats and 1 independent, just like last night, voted to end the filibuster, which was just voted on a few minutes ago. And so this is vote 6 of 8. And when this passes, there will be 2 more votes. I don't know if anybody else will speak after they're done with the voting there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But then it will go to the House. And then it will be signed by President Trump. Okay, I think we should. So let's get back. I'll keep. I will keep. I will keep an eye on that, and I want to get back and talk more about the India story, and read some of your comments about it. You know, Epic Ali says, why so many votes? I don't know for sure. I think there's different parts of this legislation. I don't know how it all breaks down, but they're voting on a number of different things. It's not just one bill they're voting on. All right, let's go back to the live shot from New Delhi, and I'm going to talk to you more about this. And I want to take some of your comments on the air too. And I'll keep an eye and see if anybody's going to speak in the Senate as they continue. And there's only 2 more votes after this. All right, hang on a moment here. It's a little confusing. I want to get rid of that and put this on the screen here. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to mention the Red Fort, where this took place. If you look on Wikipedia, you can see right here. This took place at right near the Red Fort, which is a major tourist attraction and a national symbol in India, in the capital. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a historic fort in India. It was built from 1639 to 1648. And there's a picture from Persona 77 on Wikipedia. So that is where this took place. Well, right near it. And there's this question of, was it a terror attack? Oopsie. I'm also going to put up on the screen for you, as we wait for more footage from there. We might be getting a different live shot. Hold on. Oh, I have another live shot. Hold on. I have a second live shot. I can put that up on the screen for you. This is in the distance. Hold on. I am getting that on the screen for you. If I can find it here. I got to make it bigger. I'll show you some of the footage from earlier today. Oh, we got the other one back. The other one's better than this. I wonder if there's volume on the other one. Okay, I want to mention some of the updates that India media is giving. Now, I saw some reports in Indian media saying that the car had shown up there, I believe, hours before. So let me try to get that for you. I have to find the report I was just seeing about the car being there. If you give me 1 second here. Oh, by the way, Times Now India says 9 dead and 30 injured. The cause of the blast is under investigation. Now, News 18 India claims that 11 people have died. There's different reports from different news outlets there. El Hazare says it must have been, it's an insane blast. I'm going to put on some of the footage from Monday as well, because that will show you more of the scene there. One of our viewers mentioned this, by the way. NDTV India says the blast took place on the same day that a massive haul of 2,900 kilograms of explosives was found just 50 kilometers from the capital in neighboring Faridabad in Haryana. I don't know if there's any connection between those explosives that were reportedly found 50 miles from the capital and this explosion in the capital. News 18 says the area where the explosion happened is one of the most crowded areas of the national capital. Oh, yes, Times Now India reports that Times Now India is reporting that security camera footage shows that the car entered a parking area near the Red Fort at 3:19 p.m. and then it left the parking area around 6:48 p.m., moments before the blast. So again, it has not been confirmed this is terrorism, but the car was seen, according to Times Now India, parking near the Red Fort at 3:19 p.m., then about 3 hours later, leaving the parking lot, or leaving wherever it parked, just before the blast. Larry Martinez says Pakistan, China, maybe Iran. Well, we're not sure if it was terrorism. What I'm going to do, actually, this is the live shot, but you're looking at the scene, but they have a screen in front of it. What I'll do is, instead of this, I will put up the video from showing the scene from before the screen was up, from the nighttime. I'll show you that in a second. Let me put that on the screen for you right now, actually. Give me a moment and I'll pull it up here. If I can get it on the screen here. Why will that not move over? Why can I not move that over? I did it. Okay. So let's switch to the footage from Monday at the scene via AFP. Oops, that didn't work. Hold on. Hang on. I think this will work. Nope, that didn't work, I don't think. Sorry, I'm just getting this on the screen for you. There it is. Huh, okay. So this is going to be hold on.
ये बहुत कुछ बताती है, बहुत दिखाती है, दर्शाती है कि राम बहुत गंभीर सवाल है। ये कार क्या वाकई उसको वाकई से पहले खरीदा गया, साजिशन खरीदा गया? धीरे धीरे जब आप पहले सलमान में फिर एक लीडर को देखिए, फिर पुलवामा का शख्स आता है जिसका नाम तारिक है, वही इस कार को खरीदता है और ये कार यहाँ मिट्टी में डालती है, इसमें पहुँच जाती है उसके गेट नंबर 1 के सामने, ठीक मेट्रो के सामने ब्लास्ट होता है। तो बहुत सारी कड़ियाँ हैं जो धीरे धीरे टूटती जा रही हैं, लेकिन अभी जो जांच पड़ताल चल रही है, अधिकारी इस समय मौजूद हैं, जो तस्वीर इस समय हम दर्शकों को बता रहे हैं।
So this video is from earlier. Right now in India, so to turn it down.
अभी तक जो तस्वीर इस समय हम
Can't
दिखा
hear
रहे हैं, ये बताने के लिए काफी है कि अभी जांच पड़ताल में बहुत कुछ सामने आना है, क्योंकि वहां पर तमाम एजेंसीज पहुंची हुई हैं। आप देखिए पूरी एजेंसीज वहां पर डटी हुई हैं। आसपास देखिए आप, सड़क के आसपास।
Hold on, I got to adjust something real quick. I got to change the volume. Here's the volume.
जांच को और आगे बढ़ा दिया गया। बिल्कुल, मैं कहूँगा थोड़ा सा कैमरे को अगर राइट पे करेंगे और राइट पे करके ये जरा दिखाइए।
Why can't I find the volume?
बात कर रहे हैं, ये जो काउंटर है,
Here is the volume.
ये जवान यहाँ पर आए थे, अपनी पूरी टीम के साथ आए थे। वो बॉक्स भी हमने दर्शकों को दिखाया जो वो इक्विपमेंट्स अपने साथ लेकर आए थे, और यहाँ पर वो चीजें अभी जांची और परखी जा रही है, और ये एनएसजी का वो एक तरह से खुद उन्होंने।
For some reason, I'm gonna have I can't find the volume control. It's weird. That'll allow me to turn the volume down for you so we can talk while we have it. Oh, there's volume right there. Sorry, I usually don't do it this way where I'm playing like a video. Well, is this better? Let's see if this is better. Oh, now I can see it. Now I got the volume.
चाहे I-20 कार की बात हो या आसपास जो बाकी की गाड़ियां थी, उनमें लोग थे वो या तो बहुत गंभीर रूप से इंजर्ड हुए या फिर उनकी जान चली गई। शुरुआती जानकारी अस्पताल की तरफ से ये है कि 9, ये देखिए, ये एक और तस्वीर में आपको दिखाना चाहता हूँ। ये संभवतः ये हम बिल्कुल व्हील पास में खड़े हुए, देखिए ना, बहुत ये देखिए यहाँ पर ये व्हील कवर है किसी गाड़ी का, ऐसा लग रहा है। और ये
All right, hold on. Now that I fixed the volume, I can actually do this the right way. I'm putting it on the screen for you right now. Sorry for the delay. I just had to get that right so I could control the volume here. There it is. Hang on. Hang on. Sorry again. This video is being fidgety. Well, if nothing else, I'll just leave the volume off. The volume, I can see it, then I can't see it, and it's in and out. There it is. Okay. I got it.
धमाका हुआ, एक बार फिर से आ जाइए, अभिषेक आ जाइए, तस्वीर एक बार बिल्कुल, ये पीछे की तस्वीर भी थोड़ा सा देख लीजिए, क्योंकि अभी ये जांच पड़ताल पिछले लगभग 4 घंटे से इसी तरह से चल रही है। 7 बजे के आसपास ये पूरा घटनाक्रम हुआ और 7:30 बजे के आसपास यहाँ फायर ब्रिगेड अपना काम समाप्त कर चुकी थी। 7:30 बजे के आसपास फायर ब्रिगेड अपना काम पूरा कर चुकी थी और इसके बाद से लगातार इस वक्त 11:30 से ज़्यादा हो गए हैं समय, और अभी तक जो टीमें हैं वो वहाँ पर पहुँचकर जांच पड़ताल में जुटी हुई है। एक एविडेंस उठाया जा रहा है, एक एविडेंस कलेक्ट किया जा रहा है। ये जरा तस्वीर देखिए, हम आपको दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं जो ऑफिशियल है।
The volume is still so loud.
एनएसजी के लोग वहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, जो फॉरेंसिक
Oh, I know why.
वहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, और एक चीज वहाँ से उठाई जा रहा है, लेकिन पार्टिकल को एक तरह से।
That'll be better. All right, you guys can hear me now, correct? Okay, so this is footage of this scene, which is from earlier. And now that it took me a while to get that up there for you because I'm playing the footage. The footage right now, you don't really see anything because they have a screen over it. But I wanted to show you the footage from where you could actually see the scene. And this is via AFP, by the way. So That'll be more enlightening for you than seeing what it's seeing what it looks like right this second. Okay, I want to get to some of your comments too. Now, one of our viewers, Mercer, says that a lot of Indian TV news is very TRP seeking and hence lack of factual, credible reporting. Yes, so it is a fair point to make. It's a fair point to make that with Indian reporting in the media there, certainly a bunch of times we have reported on stuff and a bunch of stuff reported turned out to be wrong. So there's plenty of reports that have come out from India media that I haven't even talked about. So, but the thing, I told you what the Home Minister said, and I'll tell you where I'm hearing about other things. But you do have to be careful. I remember when we covered, for example, when India and Pakistan were fighting, was it months ago? There was a lot of stuff that was coming out which was just false. So we don't know. The government has not said for sure whether they think whether this is terrorism or not. So I think it's a fair point. But I'll also let you know if there's several outlets saying something, I can say, well, they're saying it, and you just have to know that it has not been confirmed. Again, this was at one of the most well-known national landmarks in India, in the capital. So this could be a terror attack, and then there's a question of, well, if it is, what is it? Is India going to respond some way? Who are they going to blame? Could there be more attacks? But again, the government said that this was a Hyundai i20 car. It exploded at 6:52 p.m. near the Red Fort metro station. Reuters says this was a rare explosion in the heavily guarded city of more than 30 million people. Major train stations across India, the financial capital Mumbai, and the state of Uttar Pradesh, which borders in Delhi, were all put on high alert. All angles are being investigated, and the security agencies will come to a conclusion soon, said the Home Minister. A previous owner of the car was arrested, according to the Indian media outlet NDTV. Reuters could not immediately verify that that happened. The Red Fort is a sprawling 17th century Mughal-era building melding Persian and Indian architectural styles and is visited by tourists throughout the year. The Prime Minister addresses the country from the Red Fort's ramparts every year on India's Independence Day. Also, Reuters says Delhi was the target of blasts during the 1980s and 1990s, with public places such as bus stations and crowded market areas hit in attacks blamed on Islamist militants or on separatists from the northern Sikh state of Punjab. The last incident like this in the city. Oh, I have a different, I'll show you the live shot now too. Here's a live shot, hold on. Let me show you the live shot. Right, which one is it? There's a live shot right there. That is live right there. So that is not There's too many things going on. That is a live shot right there from New Delhi. But I was going to mention that the last major incident like this in New Delhi was 2011, 14 years ago, when about a dozen people were killed in a briefcase explosion outside the Delhi High Court. Security in the national capital is the responsibility of the Federal Home Ministry, says Reuters. So again, concern of, was this a terror attack? Could there be more attacks if this was an attack? This is not very common in Delhi. You know, in the 80s and 1980s, 1990s, there were a series of blasts in New Delhi. And right near one of the most popular tourist sites, I believe, in the country, a national landmark. By the way, and thanks to our moderators, Ruth Krafasi is moderating right now, Beth Mythical, Roberts May Queen. Thank you. Also, and again, this is a live shot from the site now. We also have on Twitch, Big Ball of Yarn, Good Luck Duck, Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai 3, and Tariag, thank you. Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha on X, thanks for moderating there. And on Facebook, Margaret Riley, Charlotte Webb, thank you. Someone asked about the, these look to be like investigators, I'm guessing. Oops, what did I do? What did I do now? A House vote is not happening tonight. The Senate is going to be finishing their vote tonight. I got to check on where the Senate is in their voting. The Senate is on one of their last votes. Oh, this is the, Aisha Hasni says it's the second to last vote. All right, let's go back to the U.S. Senate. Let's go back to the U.S. Senate. Hold on a second. There's the Senate. We'll put the volume on. I don't know if they might cut the volume off. Hold on. Look what I did. I messed everything up. Let's try this again. This is obviously not New Delhi. This is the U.S. Senate. They're almost done with the second to last vote. That until the legislation is sent.
No, Mr. Grassley.
Right. So this is the vote to end debate, to prevent a filibuster, end debate on the last bill that they have to pass. And once they get 60, that will end debate, and then they have one more vote to pass the last bill, and that'll be it. And then it goes to the House. So we'll stay on this for a second here. So the next vote is the last vote, from what I understand.
Ms. Duckworth, no.
Again, so the vote after this is the last one that the Senate will take.
Mr. Welch, no.
They will have 60. It'll be 60-40, I assume. So last night was one of the votes. But last night was the key vote because it showed that there were 60 votes to pass everything. Once last night happened, then it was a formality. It was known that the Senate was going to end up passing the legislation. But they've had to do all this stuff today to actually get the stuff passed.
Mr. Lujan, no. Miss Rosen, aye.
Okay.
On this vote, the yeas are 60, the nays are 40. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn have voted in the affirmative. The motion is agreed to. Under the previous order, Senator from Maine.
Mr. President, I want to thank all of our colleagues for their hard work on this bill. I'm excited about its impending passage. I hope that will mean that we will immediately reopen government as soon as the House acts and the President signs it into law. And I'm also very pleased that we were able to fully fund 3 appropriations bills that passed with overwhelming bipartisan support on August 1st. So I thank my colleagues. I know of no other requests for time, and I would yield back the remaining time.
Without objection. Under the previous order, the clerk will read the title of the bill for the 3rd time.
Calendar number 168, H.R. 5371, an act making continuing appropriations and extensions for fiscal year 2026 and for other purposes.
The question occurs on the passage of the bill as amended. Is there a sufficient second? There appears to be. Clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Alsobrooks.
So as I understand it, this is the final vote in the Senate.
Thank you. You got it.
This is it. This is the final vote. This is the last one. So this is the final vote needed to end the shutdown in the Senate before it goes to the House and then Trump. This is it right here.
Thank you. Ms. Baldwin.
Sure enough, not delayed.
I got you. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right, take care. I got you.
The
Yes,
Continuing
thank you.
Appropriations and Extensions
Sanders.
Act, as
Here
amended.
now, and Coons. Thank you. I do. I'm coming right over. Johnson, just list your name out. Johnson, Cruz, and Scott. Thank you. Thank you. Cornyn. Thank you. Got you. Tuberville. Justice, yeah.
Normally the microphone isn't on like this, I feel like, but it's on right now. I bet they're going to shut it off. Yeah, normally they turn the mic down, I think.
Thank you. Thank you.
So again, this is it, guys. This is the last thing the Senate has to do.
Thank you.
Hot mic, exactly, as Dub, Wide, and Fairfax say.
Thank you.
Hey, a quick thanks to Courtney Scott, James Miller, our members, Sydney for the membership, I Am Charlie, Purple Cat Audio, thank you. Purple Cat Audio says, ever since partition under the British Gandhi in Pakistan, there has been a lot of good in India, but tensions and bad feelings persist to this day. Thanks, Purple Cat Audio. Thanks, Jen Tugon, Weasel Man, KM writes, Fiona CD, Marks 0115, Jeff Hubner, Duck Vision, Angry Tacos, John Goff, Michael King, thank you. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Mercer. Mercer says, I was in the subway metro when the car explosion happened in New Delhi. Apparently, there's been multiple arrests of several terror plots in the last week. I did not hear this. And seems like this was the one that slipped by. That I don't know.
Mr. Bennett, this is Blackburn. Mr. Blumenthal. I got you.
Thank you, Mercer. We will, after this vote...
Ms. Rochester, Mr. Booker.
We will be talking more about the India car explosion.
Mr. Bozeman. Mrs. Britt, Mr. Budd. Thank you. Ms. Cantwell. Mrs. Capito, Mr. Cassidy, Ms. Collins.
This is it, the final vote
Mr.
to end the
Coons,
shutdown.
Mr. Cornyn. Thank you.
In the Senate. Thanks, Tyler Kerr. Thanks, Big Sky, Owl Hippie, Sydney, and I Am Puzzled 33. And also Adrian R. Thanks so much, Adrian R.
Mr. Coons, Mr. Cornyn, Ms. Cortez Masto.
For your support.
Mr. Cotton.
Thanks, Tamara Hardin as well.
Mr. Kramer.
Thank you, Tamara Hardin.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Crapo, Mr. Cruz, Mr. Curtis, Mr. Daines. Thank you. Yes, I do. Thank you. Ms. Duckworth, Mr. Durbin, Ms. Ernst, Mr. Fetterman. Mrs. Fisher, Mr. Gallego, Mrs. Gillibrand, Mr. Graham, Mr. Grassley.
The tally is not posted yet. They'll post it,
Mr.
but it's
Haggerty.
not posted yet.
Thank you.
I'm not covering it up. It's just not there.
I will.
But this is it, the last vote
Ms.
in the
Hassan,
Senate.
Mr. Hawley, Mr. Heinrich, Mr. Hickenlooper, Ms. Verona, Mr. Hoven, Mr. Husted, Mrs. Hyde-Smith, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Justice, Mr. Kane, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Kim, Mr. King, Ms. Klobuchar, Mr. Langford, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lujan. Okay. Ms. Lummis, Mr. Markey. Here now. Mr. Markey, Mr. Marshall, Mr. McConnell, Mr. McCormick, Mr. Merkley, Mrs. Moody, Mr. Moran, Mr. Marino, Mr. Mullen, Ms. Murkowski, Mr. Murphy, Mrs. Murray, Mr. Ossoff, Mr. Padilla, Mr. Paul, Mr. Peters, Mr. Reed, Mr. Ricketts, Mr. Risch, Ms. Rosen, Mr. Rounds, Mr. Sanders, Mr. Schatz, Mr. Schiff, Mr. Schmidt, Mr. Schumer, Mr. Scott of Florida, Mr. Scott of South Carolina, Mrs. Shaheen, Mr. Sheehy, Ms. Slotkin, Ms. Smith, Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Thune. Yep. Mr. Tillis, Mr. Tuberville, Mr. Van Hollen, Mr. Warner, Mr. Warnock.
The Senate had to take a number of votes to pass the legislation they needed to pass.
Ms.
This is
Warren.
the final one.
Mr. Welch, Mr. Whitehouse, Mr. Wicker, Mr. Wyden.
After the one we saw last night, we knew the rest would pass, but they had to actually pass them all today. So this
Mr.
is
Young.
the last one. Fox News says Mike Johnson is eyeing a Wednesday vote. Okay. Fox News believes that the House will vote on this as early as Wednesday. I guess not tomorrow. I was hearing maybe it was going to be tomorrow.
Senators voting in the affirmative. Banks, Barrasso, Blackburn, Bozeman, Britt, Budd, Capito, Cassidy, Collins, Cornyn, Cotton, Kramer, Crapo, Cruz, Curtis, Daines, Durbin, Ernst, Fetterman, Fisher, Graham, Grassley, Haggerty, Hassan, Hawley, Hoven, Husted, Hyde-Smith, Johnson, Justice, Kane, Kennedy, King, Lee, Lummis, McConnell, McCormick, Moody, Moran, Marino, Mullen, Ricketts, Risch, Rosen, Rounds, Schmidt, Scott of Florida, Scott of South Carolina, Shaheen, Sheehy, Sullivan, Thune, Tillis, Tuberville, Wicker, and Young. Okay, yep. Senators voting in the negative. Alsobrooks, Baldwin, Bennett, Blumenthal, Blunt Rochester, Cantwell, Coons, Duckworth, Gallego, Gillibrand, Heinrich, Hickenlooper, Hirono, Kelly, Kim, Klobuchar, Lujan, Markey, Murphy, Murray, Ossoff, Padilla, Hall, Peters, Reed, Sanders, Schatz, Schiff, Slotkin, Smith, Van Hollen, Warner, Warnock, Welch, Whitehouse, and Wyden. Ms. Murkowski? Aye. Ms. Warren? No. Ms. Cortez Masto? Aye.
There's the tally right there, 59. I'm assuming for this one they need... Do they need 59? I thought for this one they just need a majority, because it's not a... But I'm not positive. But I thought they just need a majority now that they've... Because they're not... They already blocked the filibuster on this. Either way, it'll have enough to pass. Because you need 60 to block the filibuster, or to end the filibuster. But this is it. Yes, as Aisha Hasni of Fox says, Fox News says, you only need, for this vote, only a majority is needed. So they have more than enough to pass. So this is it, guys. It's from here, it goes to the House. Fox News says the House is expected to vote as soon as Wednesday, and then the president will sign it, and then the shutdown will be over. Yes, our viewer Blank and Giggle says it will be 60-40. I'm guessing that might be the case where it's just the same as the previous vote. A filibuster is when any one person can stop a vote from happening. In theory, by talking and talking and talking. But basically, the filibuster makes it so that you need, for a lot of legislation, you need 60 votes to end the debate and then actually have the vote on the legislation.
Mr. Schumer, no.
For which you need a majority. Now, we'll see if anyone speaks. I don't know if anybody's going to speak after all this, because this is the last vote. Maybe they won't, maybe they will. So we'll see. Yes, is the House going to 100% pass it? Yes, it is going to get passed by the House, and it is going to get signed by the president. There is no reporting suggesting the House is not going to pass it. So we will get back to the India. We will get back to the India car explosion story right after this. Right after the voting.
Mr. Langford, aye.
So there's way more than enough votes to pass this. It is going to pass. And the Senate, it'll move on from the Senate. What is the agreement on health insurance? The only agreement is that the Senate will hold a vote on, I believe it's going to be extending health insurance subsidies that are going to run out at the end of the year. But there's no agreement to extend the subsidies. The House hasn't said they're going to hold a vote on it. President Trump hasn't said he'd sign it. And certainly there's a decent chance that the vote won't even pass in the Senate. So a lot of Democrats had
Mr. Booker, no.
A lot of Democrats had wanted to get subsidies extended. But it's not clear they're going to be. That wasn't part of the deal. So if it's not, there'll be a bunch of subsidies for people on Obamacare that run out. at the end of the year. That was a big complaint of a bunch of Democrats who did not want to end the shutdown. Christy Claff thinks there will be another shutdown in January. This funds the government through January, end of January. Some of it for longer, but some of it through the end of January. There could be another shutdown at the end of January. Yeah, Going Global says, can't they just shut down the government again on January 30th? Yes. Because you will need in the Senate, again, 60 votes. And the Republicans don't have 60 senators. It'll be official shortly. It'll be official very shortly. It's not official yet, but as soon as the vote ends. CJ Brexing says Trump will actually absolutely sign it. I have seen nothing to suggest that Trump will not sign it. But again, I don't know if we're going to get any people speaking right after.
Mr. Merkley, no.
That's everybody who's voted. There you go. 60-40. 60-40. We're just waiting the final announcement now. We may cover the House when the House votes on it. I'm not sure. That's possible. I do not know if President Trump's going to make a big deal out of the signing and have a ceremony or something, or just he could sign it off camera. Be Present says senators leave town now. Johnny B. Good says, well, that's that. Christy Claff thinks we should expect another shutdown in January. Thanks, Chuck Mosca, for subscribing. Chuck thinks the Democrats caved. Thanks, Paul Anderson, for modding, too. I don't know if I got you before, Paul. Ronald Kame thinks Trump will make a big deal about signing it. Thanks, Peasy Wheats, for the membership. Thank you. So we are just waiting for the announcement that the vote is closed and it is passed. John Kitt, our viewer, says, after all of that hype and hoopla, the Dems sold us out. Christy Claff thinks, of course, he will make a big deal of it. Thank you, Ori, who says, will it be good for the stock market? Now, today stocks were up a bit. Oh, wait, no, hold on. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. I have to confirm this. I was looking at the totally wrong thing. I apologize. But, so one thing about stocks, though, is whatever stocks did today or tomorrow or yesterday, you have to also ask, if the shutdown kept going, how would that be for the stock market? So today the Dow was up about 1%, less than 1%. NASDAQ was up 2.25% roughly. S&P up for a point and a point. Yeah, right? Is that what it was? Am I getting this right? I think I'm seeing this data. And I have S&P up about a point and a half. Yes, that's what happened. NASDAQ went up more than 2%. The Wall Street Journal had a headline today, shutdown progress propels stocks. We're waiting for the vote. Hold on. There's what is this going on? Is he speaking? Hold on. I got to get two things on the screen at once. Wait a second. Hold on.
On it and
Could you share any other information?
Somebody spoke for like a minute. Somebody spoke very quickly at the scene of the explosion. I got to put both things on the screen now. Hold on.
भाई एक मिनट मना कर तू सर को फिर
Hold on. One moment. I think he was speaking in English before.
सर किस तरह के एक्सप्लोसिव का जो है इस्तेमाल हुआ, कुछ और जानकारी कोई आइडेंटिफाई हुआ?
एक सबके लिए बता देता हूँ, अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है. इट इज एफएसएल अभी जो है वो सीन ऑफ क्राइम को देख भी रही है और बाकी सारी इन्वेस्टिगेशन भी की जा रही है.
What's happening here? Hold on.
कंक्लूसिवली नहीं किया जा सकता. जब भी हमारे पास कुछ भी फैक्ट्स आएंगे जो एस्टैब्लिश होंगे तब उसकी जानकारी यथासमय.
गाड़ी के ड्राइवर को आइडेंटिफाई किया गया है, उसकी अभी पहचान. कौन कौन सी एजेंसी इसमें पूरे मामले में जांच में लगी है सर?
You can see there's a lot of reporters out there in New Delhi. So it's a bit of a crazy scene. I think he was speaking in English before. I think.
FIR has been registered in
Oh, here we go.
अभी कोतवाली थाने के अंदर एफआईआर दर्ज कर ली गई है. उसके अंदर यूपीए एक्सप्लोसिव्स एक्ट भारतीय न्याय संहिता की धाराओं के तहत मुकदमा दर्ज किया गया है. सीन ऑफ क्राइम देख रहे हैं. सीन ऑफ क्राइम के ऊपर फॉरेंसिक साइंस की एफएसएल की टीम भी है. उसके अलावा और भी स्पेशलाइज्ड एजेंसीज की दिल्ली पुलिस की टीम भी है, एनएसजी की टीम भी है, जो पूरे सीन ऑफ क्राइम को यहाँ पे एग्जामिन कर रही है.
Sorry, the audio is pretty low.
और जो भी इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए जरूरी एविडेंसेस और ट्रेसेस हैं वो सारे कलेक्ट किए जा रहे हैं.
क्या ड्राइवर की मौत हो गई है? क्या ड्राइवर की मौत हो गई है?
सारे अभी तो चल रहा है. अभी तो जैसे ही कुछ आएगा फैक्ट कंक्लूसिव होगा तभी हम बताएंगे.
गाड़ी को लेकर
अपडेट जो है
गाड़ी को लेकर
गाड़ी तो पूरी विस्फोट में खत्म हुई है. और उसके अंदर अभी और जो भी उसके साथ लिंक फैक्ट्स आएंगे, अभी वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, इट इज टू प्रीमेच्योर टू कमेंट अपॉन एनीथिंग.
गाड़ी के अंदर ड्राइवर
Too premature to comment upon anything.
अभी तो देखो, अभी तो चल रहा है. अभी एफएसएल की टीम है, वो लोग उठा रहे हैं उसको, और उसके अंदर कुछ बॉडी पार्ट्स भी हैं. तो लेट अस सी हाउ इट कनेक्ट्स.
पार्किंग में गाड़ी करीब 3 घंटे भी खड़ी रही है.
देखते हैं. अभी हम लोग पूरा सीक्वेंस ऑफ इवेंट्स भी बना रहे हैं.
So I made out, he definitely said it's too early to comment on anything. Let's just see how it connects. Some of it I couldn't make out. I don't know if any of our viewers did better than me. some of our viewers probably did better than me with figuring out what was being said. But it's like they killed the microphone. The microphone's back. Hold on, somebody else speaking now? Somebody else speaking? Wait a second. That's live in New Delhi, where that car has exploded.
एनएसजी की टीम और बाकी स्पेशलाइज्ड टीम्स जो
Speaking
हैं
again.
ऑफ क्राइम के ऊपर पूरा उसको एग्जामिन कर रही हैं और जो भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन से रेलेवेंट एविडेंसेस होंगे उनको लिफ्ट किया जा रहा है. थैंक यू.
सर गाड़ी के
No, that wasn't.
अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है, अभी कुछ भी कंक्लूड नहीं किया जा सकता.
सर एक सेकंड सर थोड़ा इधर देखते ना. हां ओके सर.
Investigation is ongoing. Nothing can be conclusively said as of now. Investigation is ongoing.
सर गाड़ी कहां से आई थी?
मैं एक ही लफ्ज बोल रहा हूँ, इन्वेस्टिगेशन इज ऑनगोइंग. अभी हम कुछ भी कंक्लूसिवली नहीं कह सकते हैं. वंस वी आर एबल टू फाइंड आउट हार्ड फैक्ट्स देन ओनली वी विल बी एबल टू कमेंट अपॉन इट कंक्लूसिवली.
Okay. Okay.
अभी तक तो जांच चली रही है, आप खुद ही देख रहे हो सामने एफएसएल की टीम जो है.
13 घंटे के बाद कुछ तो लगा.
We heard that.
होटल्स पे भी छापेमारी कर दी गई है पहाड़गंज के पास.
Did you guys hear that? Definitely heard that. The investigation is ongoing. They don't have anything. They said when they figure out things more conclusively, they'll share it. But the investigation is ongoing into this car explosion yesterday and Monday, and that we've been talking about in New Delhi that killed at least 8 people, right near the a famous national landmark, the Red Fort. So we're going to talk more about that as soon as we get done with the Senate stuff. But I'm glad I was able to get you that. But clearly, I mean, you just heard it from, I don't know if that was somebody, it sounded like it was somebody from the armed forces or government saying, they're not saying conclusively what happened yet. Yes, this was right near the Red Fort. Now, meanwhile, what you're seeing at the Senate is they're holding, the vote is still open. They have just had their last vote to end the shutdown in the Senate, and everybody's voted, but for some reason the vote is still open. So I don't know if they're waiting for something or other to close the vote. I don't know if somebody's going to speak or something, but the vote is technically still open, but it has the votes to pass. This would just need a majority to pass. So before we go back and talk more about the India stuff, I'm waiting for to see what to just for it to be official in the Senate. In India right now, it's Tuesday, 7:54 a.m. Oh, is it a half-hour difference there? Yes, 7:54 a.m. in New Delhi, India. 7:54. So we'll keep an eye on that as we wait to hear more from the Senate. But again, I'm glad that worked out, that we were able to get you that live update there. It was a little chaotic there. Oh, I'm sorry. There's just a typo on the screen. My bad. I'm sorry.
Marshall.
Thanks for alerting me.
Aye.
Thanks for alerting me about the typo. Any Americans injured? I don't know. That I don't know. I haven't heard that anywhere, but I don't know. We'll get more info when we're done with the Senate stuff. We're going to go back and talk about that more. Yeah, I don't know why they have a 30-minute difference there in India. I'm trying to just look it up on the web here. So it dates back to colonial rule. I'm reading an article. Their half-hour time zone. I'll have to, if you remind me, when we're done with the Senate stuff, I can look it up more. So I guess in theory they should have 2 time zones, but instead they have 1.
On this vote, the ayes are 60, the nays are 40. The bill as amended is passed.
That's it.
Under the previous order, the motion to reconsider is considered made and laid upon the table.
So the Senate has voted to end the shutdown. The Senate has voted to end the shutdown.
Mr. President.
Senator from Maine.
Mr. President, I just want to reiterate my gratitude for my colleagues, our staff who have worked night and day, literally, and all of those who have brought us to this point. We are going to reopen government. We're going to ensure that federal employees, whether they were furloughed or laid off or forced to work without pay, will now receive compensation that they've earned and deserve. And we will also be able to celebrate on Veterans Day tomorrow the fact that we have passed the appropriations bill for the VA. And this would not have come about without the work of so many people, too numerous to mention. But I do want to thank my fellow appropriators, particularly the chairs of the 3 committees, Senator Bozeman, Senator Hoeven, and Senator Mullen, for their hard work. I want to thank our House counterparts, particularly Chairman Cole, who worked night and day with us on getting conference agreements, and our Democratic colleagues who courageously realized that we could not let this shutdown continue to go on with the harmful consequences growing worse with each passing day. So I also want to particularly thank my staff. They literally went without sleep and worked continuously to do all that needed to be done. I want to thank Leader Thune and Leader Barrasso for their hard work and the work of their staff as well. So my list of gratitude could go on, but the hour is getting late, and I do want people to be able to go on home for the night and home, finally. Again, I think this is a great victory for the American people, and it shows that the Senate can work, that we can produce the results that are needed. I want to give a shout out to Senator Katie Britt, who is here this evening. She helped in so many ways with the negotiations. Senator Shaheen, Senator Kaine, Senator Angus King, my colleague, and the rest of the 8 Democrats who are willing to cross party lines for the good of the people of this country. So thank you, Mr. President, for all that has been done and for your personal participation as well. I yield the floor.
Are we going to hear from anyone else? Let's see. Are we going to hear from anyone else? Anyone else? They're not in recess yet. They haven't adjourned yet. Let's see. So the House will vote on this maybe Wednesday? Fox News said it could be as soon as Wednesday. Then the president will sign it. All right, now what's happening?
Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, this has been a very long road, quite literally the longest shutdown in history. I am very, very happy to be able to say that we are coming to the end. And before we close today, I want to take the time to say thank you to my staff who have worked around the clock tirelessly now for the past 6 weeks. To the staff of the Appropriations Committee, who have played a critical role in getting us to where we are here today. To the cloakroom staff, to every Senate staffer on both sides of the aisle who has spent 41 days coming into work without pay. To custodial staff who, again, without pay, have kept this building and the Senate office buildings livable. To all the institutional staff without whom this place would not run, to the Secretary of the Senate and everyone in her office, the Sergeant at Arms and her team, and the Architect of the Capitol and his staff, and everyone on the floor right now making this session happen. And to the men and women of the United States Capitol Police who have shown up during the shutdown day in and day out to protect the rest of us. I'm humbled by and grateful for your service. I know that the strain of these weeks has been immense, that you all have families, rent to meet, bills to pay, car and mortgage payments. And I'm grateful for all you have done to keep the Senate running. And for all that you do every day, shutdown or no shutdown, to serve the Senate and to serve our country. And with that, after 6 excruciating weeks, I will stop talking and let all of you get some rest. Mr. President, I yield the floor.
That was Majority Leader Thune. You heard him. One of our viewers said they all look older having been through this. Well, they're probably pretty tired from the last few days. Hold on.
Majority Leader.
I move to proceed to executive session to consider calendar number 515.
The question is on the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The motion is agreed to. The clerk will report the nomination.
Nomination, Nuclear Regulatory Commission, Ho Nie of Alabama
Looks
to
like
be a
they're-
member.
Mr. President, I send a cloture motion to the desk.
I think
Clerk will
they're
report.
moving on to other business now.
Cloture motion, we the
So I'm
undersigned
gonna-
senators in accordance
I'm
with
going
the
to
provisions of Rule
I'm going to go back to India story now because they have moved on. So we did get to watch the final vote to send it to end the shutdown in the Senate. Again, the House will be signing it this week, and maybe Wednesday, and then the president will sign it, and that'll officially end the shutdown. Let me just make sure.
Questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes
I wanted
appear
to see
have it. The ayes do have it.
if they
Motion is agreed to.
end up...
President, I move to proceed to executive session to consider calendar number 464.
Okay. All right, so we're going away from the Senate now. We're going to leave that. We're going to leave that right now. And let's get back to the India story. We're going to do that. And I'm going to show you right now what it looks like at the scene in New Delhi, where this car exploded on Monday, killing at least 8 people, right near the national landmark, major tourist attraction, the Red Fort. One of our viewers said 10 now. I've seen some different numbers about the different tolls of people killed and injured. So here is a live shot from the scene. I will show you some more about what it looks like, what it looked like there before. You can see the car. But certainly a big law enforcement presence there. And we're gonna get updates on this, and we're also going to I'm gonna check what Indian outlets are saying. So right now in India, it is I believe 8:07 a.m. 8:07 a.m. there. Times Now India still says 8 dead. Times Now, I don't have the rights to this. I'm going to post a link to it in the chat. Times Now claims there is a video showing the car exiting the parking area. They said this car that exploded, I don't know if it was Times Now or one of the media outlets in India said that, one of the major outlets there said the car parked near the Red Fort for around 3 hours and then exited the parking place shortly before exploding. And they posted a video. They said there is footage showing the car exiting the parking area, and they say an individual wearing a mask believed to be the blast suspect has been captured in the visuals. I just posted a link to that in the chat. We just heard a short while ago, the person who spoke, the person who we heard spoke, I figured out who that was. Oh, look at this. Yeah, the person we heard spoke is from Delhi police, I believe. Indian police, oh no, he is Raja Banthia. That's the person we heard. I got to go to the other video. This one stopped. Let me go to the other one. Hold on. Hang on. There it is. The person we heard spoke was Raja Banthia with DCP North. Is DCP Delhi Police? Do I have that right? I'll have to look that up. Oh, I'll change the I'll change the headline too, sorry. I'll change the headline. But what we heard is a representative from the police. Oh no, DCP is Delhi Commissioner of Police. Well, I'm looking this up. I believe. Who is... Yes, we heard the deputy... according to Indian media, the person we heard about a half hour ago was Raja Banthia, the Deputy Commissioner of Police in the Delhi police. And he said that they are still investigating, and they have not concluded about what, they have not come to a conclusion about what exactly happened, and that when they have something conclusive to say, they will let everyone know. And I'll also show you some of the video from after the aftermath of the explosion. Puzzling Peggy said the brown uniforms are the police. I think that might be more helpful for you information-wise to show you some of the video from the aftermath. Thank you, Simwark, for a comment, for watching. Simwark says, how long till they blame Pakistan again? Also, thanks Stoned in the Wasteland and DG, our member. So what I was doing before is I was showing you guys some of the video from the aftermath. So I want to put that on the screen. And I want to get some of the updates from India on this, from Indian media. All right, let's see if I can do this. Here we go. I'm going to try to do this right now. Now, that's not live. This is going to be earlier Monday, New Delhi, India, from AFP. One of our viewers had a CNN article. Ours said CNN had reported at least 10 dead. I've seen some different reports about the number dead. Some Indian media is saying is still saying 8. Also, Limey says important people in the car. That I'm not aware of. I haven't heard that reported. One report I saw from Indian media a few hours ago claimed there were like 3 people in the car. But I don't know if that's true. I mean, I've seen different reports in India from different media outlets. News 18 India says Delhi police say that there were body parts found in the vehicle that were likely the driver, but no confirmation on whether anyone else was in the car. And the police said a short while ago that evidence and clues for the investigation are being collected. Larry Martinez says, was this a suicide attack? We don't know. Our viewer, one of our viewers said it's a crime scene now. So I'm just letting you look at this for a bit so you get a feel for what the aftermath was like. How many injured, Michael says? So I need to check some of the latest reports. NDTV India says 20 injured. I've seen some different numbers. So let me... Times Now says 20 injured. Times Now India claims, I don't know if this is true. Times Now India says initial findings reveal use of ammonium nitrate, fuel oil, and detonators. I don't know if that's true. This is one media outlet in India. It could turn out to be false. But Times Now India says sources told Times Now that the explosion was caused by a mix of ammonium nitrate, fuel oil, and other explosives. That's what they're claiming. Now, see, Times Now, in their report, they said police said the car had 3 occupants. I just told you another major news outlet in India saying that they don't know how many people were in the car. So there's some different reporting from different news outlets. See, this is another thing, again, different Indian news outlets report different things. As I said earlier, certainly with Indian media, I have covered multiple stories in the past where a bunch turned out to be false. When we were covering the India-Pakistan conflict months ago, there were a number of reports in Indian media that turned out to be false. So Times Now India, in their article, sources say that the Hyundai car is linked with Dr. Umar, who was evading arrest in Gem terror plot. Now, I don't know if that's true. They say sources tell us that. Gem is, I believe, Jaish-e-Mohammed. They are active in an Islamist movement, active in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. So obviously, it'll be a big deal if the government blames who the government blames if they blame somebody. But I'd be careful with particular reports. TKR viewer thinks that says, I learned firsthand Indian media doesn't have high standards for accuracy. Hippies Collectibles says the devastation is massive, so that's possible. And I'm showing you this from several hours ago because the live shot right now, basically, they now have a screen covering the scene. So I figured this would be more informative for you to see. Kissy Kissy says sources meaning vibes. I'd also try to get you a little more perspective on all of this. Our viewer Gaurav Shinda says, as an Indian, I agree, they only care about ratings. But certainly, though, a big part of this is that it occurred at such a symbolic area. I mean, it occurred right near the Red Fort, which is like a national landmark. I actually can show you where it occurred if I have this right. I got to pull up a map here. Yes, as Tap Note says, hearts go out to the victims and the families. Certainly condolences to the family of anybody killed and thoughts with all of those injured. Hold on a second here. So here is, I'm going to pull this up for you and show you this. Take a second and show it to you. So if I do it this way, hold on a moment. Hang on. Give me 1 sec here. There's New Delhi. Red Fort is right in here. There's the Red Fort. I believe it was this intersection. So see, there's the Red Fort right there. I believe it was this intersection. One of the articles I read said it was this intersection. I mean, that's right there. Now, the article might have been wrong, but that's what it said. And the fort, as I mentioned before, here's what it looks like. This is from Wikipedia. Again, it was built in the 1600s. The Prime Minister speaks there every year on Independence Day, and that's what it looks like. That's a photo from Persona 77. Jewish Pickle says it's a stone fort. The Washington Post reported that a car explosion... Oh, this is the AP report. I'm sorry. I want to give you that one. Reuters says at least eight were killed and 20 injured when a car exploded near the historic Red Fort in India's capital, a rare blast in the heavily guarded city of more than 30 million people. Delhi was the target of blasts during the 1980s and 1990s, with public places such as bus stations, crowded market areas hit in attacks blamed on Islamist militants or on separatists from the northern Sikh state of Punjab. The last such major incident in the city was in 2011, when about a dozen people were killed in a briefcase explosion outside the Delhi High Court. Bobby Kiefer says that's horrible, right in the center of town. And just to show you the live shot here, hang on. Here is the current live shot right here. And you can see that's live right there. It says earlier Monday, but that's the live shot. And you can see it looks like police, I guess. And they have a screen up in front of where the scene is. Time Passenger says that area is always packed with people. One of the articles we read earlier said it's one of the most crowded places, I think, in the capital. I'll have to find that again. At least 6 vehicles and 3 auto rickshaws caught fire. The blast occurred just before 7 p.m. Again, that is the live shot right there. That's not the... That's not the video from before. Raven Starfire says Islamists from Pakistan. Yeah, BBC says that the Indian officials have not confirmed whether they think this is a deliberate act. Oh, and yes, so BBC confirms where this occurred. They said it was close to the entrance of a metro station. That is the metro station that serves Red Fort, one of Delhi's most recognizable and visited historic sites. It's that intersection that I told you, right near Lal Kila Red Fort Metro. Can I find that here? Okay, so it said near Lal Kila Metro Station. There's the Lal Kila Metro Station right there. And there's the Red Fort. But they said it happened right around here. Where my, oh, can you see my pointer here? Right around here. I also wanted to mention, we even haven't had a chance. I wanted to mention also on this stream this accident at Dulles Airport. We should talk about that too. Hang on a moment here. Some of our viewers mentioned there were some protesters reportedly tonight at the Turning Point USA event at UC Berkeley. Craig Doherty mentioned that, and so did Spin City News. I'll have to look into it. Let me just show you also a little more of the footage from earlier on Monday, and I will put that up right here if I can. Maybe I'll forward it a bit. Hold on. There. Yeah, Patrick mentions the shuttle bus. We'll talk about that shortly. So Times of India, here's another one of these reports, and it's like, I don't know who to believe. Times of India is a news outlet in India. They claim that no craters, no shrapnel or pellets were observed at the scene. But then they said that some experts say that if the car was in motion, then it was possible there would be no crater. Also, the Times of India reports that police found a person who owned the car that exploded, but that person told police he had sold the car to someone else. Also, Times of India claims that there were at least 3 people in the car. And interestingly, the Times of India says, I don't know if this is true, Times of India says police suspect it may have been like an Uber or a rented car, because they said normally a suicide attack would have 1 or 2 people, not 3. But I guess that could be a possibility that the car was hired. Although then how would the explosives get in the car? Would the people be wearing the explosives? I have no idea. Hippies Collectible says there was only 1 person in the front. The thing, it's hard, it's weird. You just see different reporting from different outlets there in India. Derek says, kind of a crazy situation. Patrick says, looks like it was planned for that main intersection. Ron Hunter thinks it almost sounds like a terrorist screw-up. Like maybe they accidentally blew themselves up. Travelcado says it's a huge tourist spot both for nationals and foreigners, also bustling with street sellers and the like. Also, I may have some other photos I can show you too. Oopsie. Let's see here. Here is a photo from AP from their article, which we looked at earlier. Hold on, I'm gonna show this to you. Can you guys see this right here? Let me actually do it a different way. Hold on. There is a photo from AP of the scene. Well, that doesn't even, is that even the one that, I think that's a different car. That's not even the one that exploded, I think. I think that's a different one. But you can see a number of cars with heavy damage. Black Dawn thinks it's jihadist terror. Yeah, that's a van, as one of our viewers just said. Oh, there's another, a bit of a wider shot there. Is that the one that exploded right here? Is this it right there? But you have this and then that, and these cars damaged as well. Maybe the VINs are still readable. I think one of the articles said that they had a bunch of security cameras and they got the registration number. I don't know if that's the license plate number from security cameras. All right, so we're going to be keeping an eye on this. And I also wanted to mention, hang on a moment here. So again, that's from earlier Monday. I don't know if I have any by the way, I don't know if I have any footage of the Dulles thing. I'm going to try to get some more updates on that. The article we were just looking at is with the pictures in it was this one, by the way, by AP. Car blast near New Delhi's historic Red Fort kills at least 8 people, India's police say. And obviously, look, I mean, so one thing I'll mention is remember when India and Pakistan fought for several days, what was that, a few months ago? Remember the origin of that, which is that there was a terror attack on Indian citizens in Kashmir, if I remember that right. And India put part of the blame, they blamed Pakistan. Am I remembering this right? That's how I remember it, that India was blaming Pakistan, and that led to them fighting. So, if I remember right, some of our viewers are saying yes. So, if India determines this was a terror attack, you know, it could, what will it lead to? Who will they blame? And what will happen as a response? Yeah, I mean, just to refresh my memory, I'm looking at the Wikipedia article about the India-Pakistan conflict in 2025, which began on May 7th, and it said India said that operation, that their strikes on when India originally attacked Pakistan in response to a terror attack in Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir, in which 26 civilians were killed, India accused Pakistan of supporting cross-border terrorism, which Pakistan denied. So we'll be keeping an eye on this. Travelcado thinks India won't put up with this terror attack. All right, I also want to, I'm seeing some updates about Dulles Airport. I want to talk about that for a second. Now, our viewer, by the way, Ankush Kumar says, yesterday there was a large amount of explosives in India caught by police. And I mentioned that earlier, so I'll mention it again. And then we'll talk about Dulles Airport. So NDTV India said that this blast came hours after 2,900 kilograms of explosives were found in Faridabad. Times of India said that a Kashmiri medical professor's arrest has triggered one of the largest counter-terrorism hauls in recent years, with Indian investigators recovering nearly 3,000 kilograms of IED-making material, multiple assault rifles, pistols, chemicals, electronics, and flammable substances. Now, I can't confirm that myself, and I don't know if there's any connection between that and this blast. Okay, let's talk about, so I'm going to certainly be keeping an eye on this story, on the India story, and we'll have to see how things develop with that. But again, the government has not said for sure what they think happened. And just so you can see it, this is what the scene is there right now. Oops, that's obviously not the scene right now. The scene right now is, hold on, you can't see it yet. You'll see it in a second. There it is. That's the scene now, right there. But I'm seeing some new reporting about this thing that happened at Dulles Airport. Sevenfold says terroristic propaganda videos often portray sweeping battlefield victories when in reality they are retreating in mass confusion and chaos. Thank you, Sevenfold, for your support. All right, in case you missed it earlier as well, we covered this before, but the Senate has passed the legislation to end the shutdown, and now that is going to the House. and then the president will sign it. So if you missed that, here's a headline for you. U.S. Senate passes bill to end government shutdown, sends to House. Oh, I have a little video I can show you for this too. Put that there for now. Let's check this out from Reuters. Hold on, I'm going to show you this. And then we will talk about Dulles Airport. Reuters says the U.S. Senate today approved a compromise that would end the longest government shutdown in history, breaking a weeks-long stalemate that has disrupted food benefits, left hundreds of thousands of federal workers unpaid, and snarled air traffic. The 60-40 vote passed with the support of nearly all of the chamber's Republicans and 7 Democrats and an independent, Democrats unsuccessfully sought to tie government funding to health subsidies that are due to expire at the end of the year. So here is a little video I just spotted on this here from that article. Here you go. Let's check this out from Reuters. And then I'll talk about Dulles right after this. Oh, and thank you to AZ Intel's... Sorry, I owe a thanks to AZ Intel's dad. I owe 2 thanks to AZ Intel's dad. AZ Intel's dad, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for the memberships and for your support.
The motion upon reconsideration is agreed to.
The U.S. Senate on Sunday voted in favor of a measure aimed at reopening the federal government and ending a shutdown. In a procedural vote, senators advanced a House-passed bill that will be amended to fund the government until January 30th. The measure includes a package of 3 full-year appropriation bills. The vote to advance it passed by a 60-40 margin, the minimum needed to overcome a Senate filibuster. If the chamber eventually passes the amended measure, it still must be approved by the House of Representatives and sent to President Donald Trump for his signature, a process that could take several days. Republican Senator Susan Collins explained that the legislation will provide back pay for all federal employees.
Under our legislation, all federal employees, including members of our military and Coast Guard, the Capitol Police officers, Border Patrol agents, TSA screeners, air traffic controllers, all will receive their back wages.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, the chamber's top Democrat, voted against the measure.
We asked President Trump to step in and meet with us to deliver lower health care for Americans, and instead, Donald Trump has taken the American people hostage. From cutting off food, aid to hungry families and vets and seniors and kids, to manufacturing flight cancellations, to cutting off home heating aid, while he builds a billion-dollar ballroom with gold-plated toilets. Therefore, I must vote no.
But a handful of Democrats rebuffed their party's leadership. Under a deal struck with Democrats, Republicans agreed to vote in December on extending subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. The subsidies, which are due to expire at the end of the year, have been a Democratic priority during the funding battle. Many Democrats on the Hill watched the deal unfold with displeasure. California Representative Ro Khanna even called for the replacement of Schumer in a post on X. The wrangling on Capitol Hill came as Trump again pushed to replace subsidies for the ACA's health insurance marketplaces with direct payments to individuals. Sunday marked the 40th day of the shutdown. It has sidelined federal workers and affected food aid, parks, and travel. air traffic control staffing shortages also threaten to derail travel during the busy Thanksgiving holiday season late this month.
The motion upon reconsideration is agreed to.
You know what I didn't mention?
The U.S. Senate on Sunday voted in favor of a measure.
You know what I didn't
aimed
mention? Speaking of air traffic controllers, I didn't mention President Trump's post today about air traffic controllers, where President Trump said on Truth Social, in case you didn't see it, all air traffic controllers must get back to work now. Anyone who doesn't will be substantially docked. For those air traffic controllers who were great patriots and didn't take any time off for the Democrat shutdown hoax, I will be recommending a bonus of $10,000 per person for distinguished service to our country. For those that did nothing but complain and took time off, even though everyone knew they would be paid in full, shortly into the future, I am not happy with you. You didn't step up to help the USA against the fake Democrat attack that was only meant to hurt our country. You will have a negative mark, at least in my mind, against your record. If you want to leave service in the near future, please do not hesitate to do so, with no payment or severance of any kind. You will be quickly replaced by true patriots who will do a better job on the brand new state-of-the-art equipment, the best in the world, that we are in the process of ordering. The last administration wasted billions of dollars trying to fix antiquated junk. They have no idea what they were doing. Again, to our great American patriots, God bless you. I won't be able to send your money fast enough. To all others, report to work immediately. God bless America, President Donald Trump. In case you didn't say that. Reuters says officials said it was unclear how the White House, how the president would pay for the proposed $10,000 bonuses. And also, officials said it was unclear how the White House could deny pay under the Controllers Union contract once the government reopens. Because he said no payment or severance of any kind if you want to leave service in the near future. Didn't the Transportation Secretary say that some controllers were taking second jobs? This post was this morning. It's 10:30. This was 10:32 a.m. Yes. So I know in the NPR article today they said that some controllers had taken on second jobs while others had called in sick. They were not getting air traffic controllers first got a partial paycheck and then were getting no paycheck at all. Okay, so I wanted to mention that. All right, hey, look, all right, we still haven't talked about Dulles Airport, I'm sorry. Also, a number of viewers mentioned to me that there was a protest going on at UC Berkeley over Turning Point USA visiting there. Now, if you want to see it, I don't have the rights to it. KTVU on YouTube is showing a helicopter shot from Berkeley. And there's a crowd of people gathered on the campus, I guess. I don't know exactly where they are. Maybe where the event is happening, I'm not sure. If you told me it was a couple hundred people, I'd believe you, but I mean, maybe more, maybe less. Anyways, if you want to look at it, you can go to KTVU, although I don't know if the helicopter is leaving. No, it's still there, I think. But I was keeping an eye on that. And I know some people have posted some stuff on social media. I don't have the rights to those things. But some viewers have been sending me things. It's hard to really, there's a bunch of police. I can see here a reporter with the Daily Cal, Arya Mukherjee, posted a video showing a large police presence and next to protesters at Berkeley. This was over an hour ago. So I'll post a link in the chat. And that report said at least 3 people were arrested there. One of our viewers, Ian, said there was a brawl there. I haven't looked at all the social media videos. Okay, sorry. I keep saying we're going to talk about Dulles, and we are. Okay, so we're going to talk about Dulles right now. The one thing we got to do is this. So for those of you who missed it, which was like a couple hours ago, this video is a sponsored video. This is the first time we've done this. A number of other channels you might watch might have sponsors. So I'm grateful to have a sponsor for this video. It's something we're trying here. I don't think this kind of thing is not meant to greatly interfere with the news coverage. And the way we're doing it now is having maybe a little announcement at the beginning and then an announcement towards, people come in and out of the stream, and we do several hours of streaming. So maybe towards like the latter part of the stream, to have it be once at the beginning and once toward the latter part of the stream. So we're going to hear about the sponsor right now, and then I'll be back right after that, and we'll talk about Dulles and other things that might be going on. A number of people these days are investing in gold, silver, and other precious metals as a way of diversifying their portfolio. If you're interested in purchasing some precious metals, one way you can do that is with a precious metals IRA. This is an IRS-approved type of IRA in which your savings are invested into gold or other precious metals. If that kind of thing sounds interesting to you, if you want to know more, you can reach out to the folks at Gold Safe Exchange. They specialize in gold IRAs and other precious metals IRAs. Gold Safe Exchange puts a priority on customer service and transparency. They've got an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. They have a price match guarantee. If you find a lower quote, they'll beat it. And they explain their processes in clear language so their clients know what's happening with their money. Also, they abide by all government security and safety standards. So if you're even a little interested in opening a gold IRA or other precious metals IRA, call Gold Safe Exchange at 800-341-6727 for a no-pressure chat. Or visit them on the web at goldsafeexchange.com/agenda-free. And mention Agenda-Free TV when you reach out to access a special offer where you could get free gold or silver with qualifying purchases. There you go. I appreciate Gold Safe Exchange for sponsoring the episode. All right, so let's talk about Dulles Airport. I feel like this Dulles Airport story is maybe a little under the radar. So the latest I'm seeing on this I saw 18 people were hurt. So WTOP, for example, which I believe is in the DC area, they say that at least 18 people were hurt when a mobile lounge that was transporting passengers at Dulles Airport crashed into a dock. when it was pulling up to the building, a people mover. This happened around 4:30 p.m. And then the New York Times said a mobile lounge carrying passengers crashed at Dulles. A mobile lounge struck a dock, according to the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. 18 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. What kind of injuries? I haven't heard specifically anywhere. And what are the mobile lounges? Oh, look, it says it on Dulles International website. Mobile lounges. The airport maintains a fleet of 19 mobile lounges and 30 planemates, which offer a unique service transporting passengers between the terminal and concourses A and D. I know one of our viewers says, C. Smith says basically a bus. TWF Melny says party bus. Like mobile lounge makes it sound like something there's a party on or something, but I don't believe that's what that is. Cass says it's a bus. Yeah, we get to switch this people movers. Hang on a moment. See if I can get a photo that's not copyrighted. But I haven't seen oh, here, look. Hey, look. There's a Wikipedia entry for mobile lounge. There's one at Dulles right here. There it is. Okay. A mobile lounge at Dulles Airport. This is a photo by Dave 7 on Wikipedia. That's what they look like. Now, the other thing is I haven't seen details on the injuries. I hope these are light injuries and not serious injuries. I mean, 18 people were taken to the hospital. But I don't know what the nature of the injuries is. Now, Matthew Felty says they're elevated to the second level like a Star Wars bus. Hold on. It's an elevated bus-like vehicle used for boarding and disembarking for aircraft or for transportation between terminal buildings at an airport. It was an innovative feature of the main terminal at Dulles International Airport, designed by Eero Saarinen. Well, this I didn't know. Saarinen promoted the mobile lounge concept with a short animated film. Dulles Airport's designers thought that by shuttling from the main terminal directly to a midfield jet ramp, they could save passengers from long walking distances amidst weather, noise, and fumes on the ramp. The advent of the jet bridge and the construction of the two midfield concourse buildings at the airport canceled out the benefits of the system. While it's still used at Dulles, the growth in passenger numbers and aircraft capacity made it impractical to use mobile lounges for individual flights. Anyways, so, I mean, that's what it looks like. Does it elevate from that or not? No, it doesn't look like it does. Ethan says it actually elevates from that. I think there's some other photos out there of this that I don't have the rights to, but I can post in the chat. Again, that picture is on Wikipedia by Dave 7. Let's see here. So here's a picture from Intel Point Alert that I'm going to post in the chat for you. But I think that picture shows it, but I don't know, like, what happened exactly. Did it just, like, run into the dock? What you see in the picture is something like this, and it's like, it looks like it's just next to a dock. But did it just not stop or something? Let me see if I can get any details on this. But I just posted, I'll post it again. I'll post again the link in the chat to the picture. Oh, here's the post. I have the post right here from Dulles Airport. I'm sorry. I should have showed you this too. Showed you this. Where is it? You know what? The airport posted it as a reply. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay. Here's what the airport said. I'm going to show you what the airport said. It's weird. They posted it as a reply to someone and didn't just post it as its own post. Here's what Dulles Airport said. Around 4:30 p.m., a mobile lounge transporting passengers to Concourse D at Dulles struck the dock at an angle as it was pulling up to the building. Passengers deboarded the mobile lounge via stairs. They are being evaluated for possible injuries. Reportedly, 18 people were taken to the hospital. Now, Samurai Conscious says, I'm assuming they were all standing up while it was moving. Purple Cat Audio says maybe brake failure. Yeah, one of the viewers said there was another picture on the Wikipedia page, but I didn't know if all the pictures applied to this. Right, so there's this picture here. That's from NASA. But I don't know that that picture is how the Dulles one works. I got to search a little more for the Dulles one. Some people said that the Dulles one elevates. Oh, on the India stream, I'm seeing law enforcement wearing something else. Hold on. I'll have to show you this in a second. Just so you can see what's going on the India live stream from New Delhi right now. It looks like they're doing like a search on the ground for things. That's in New Delhi right there, and where the car explosion happened. And I see people, well, there's somebody with a tape measure looking on the ground at things. Oh, Anita said the New York Post had an update. I'll look at the New York Post article. See the person with the gloves and they're wiping something on the ground? Gathering evidence, says Larry, exactly. All right, hold on a moment here. Again, that's in New Delhi. Yes, I am seeing pictures online of these mobile lounges. Oh, and I did find one, I think, of a mobile lounge from Dulles in the air. Hold on, where is this? No, I didn't actually, so I'm not sure. The car explosion scene is behind, where the car exploded is behind that screen there. They have it screened off. So Anita said that the New York Post had posted about the Dulles story. The New York Post, do they have it here? They said 18. No, that's the AP version. Oh, AP has the story. Then I should be able to show you the story. Hold on. Maybe I can show it to you as we look at New Delhi. AP actually updated their New Delhi story too. Can't find it there. Anyways, AP did report that while we look at this, AP reported that a vehicle that was transporting passengers hit a dock, sending 18 people to the hospital. There is a picture of it on the New York Post. I'll post a link in the chat. The passengers have non-life-threatening injuries. Yeah, that's what I heard before. But again, non-life-threatening, non-life-threatening doesn't really specify that much what the injuries are. There could be very serious injuries that are non-life-threatening injuries. So I don't have any updates on that. Sandy Poole says the shuttles usually take you to another terminal, not the plane directly. Christy Biggie Fry sent me a post somebody made on social media claiming they had information about the New Delhi car bombing, but I don't know if that's legit. Oh, guys, this is one of these India media. I have no idea if it's true. NDTV in India claims that they have an image of the suspected suicide bomber in the car bombing in New Delhi. Now, I don't have the rights to this. I'm going to post a link to it in the chat. But again, this could be totally false. I would take these breaking news reports out of India with a giant grain of salt. But they literally have a picture they posted where they claim that this is the first image of the person they claim is the suicide bomber. Again, I'll post the link in the chat. I have no idea if that's true. But that's what NDTV is claiming. They're claiming this person, Dr. Umar, is the suicide bomber. Another Indian journalist I follow, Hemant Rajara, he says that there is suspicion that the masked individual seen in the car that exploded is the terrorist Mohammed Umar. Sounds like the same person that the other outlet is talking about. I'll post a link to that report as well. Ma Florida says mega exclusive. Yeah, I mean they do like to have big headlines on a number of these. Oh, let me show you something on these Indian channels. Let me show you this though. Hey, look, I'm seeing these. I haven't seen these people before. In the blue, are they the military? That's at the scene. But I hadn't seen the people in the blue fatigues before. So I'm seeing them now on the live shot. Maybe some of you know who the people with the blue uniforms are. Dillamon says, could this be the start of a major conflict? Well, I mean, if somehow they blamed Pakistan for this, I mean, that would certainly be a huge deal. They haven't said anything about that yet, but that would be an example. The thing, again, though, I mean, I do think that a big part of this story is where it happened. It happened right near this national landmark, basically, this very popular site, the Red Fort. It's like it's a nationally famous landmark. I don't know why the people in the blue are there. But you're going to start in the coming hours. See, India time right now is probably like what, 9:10 or something a.m. So what's going to happen is you're going to hear a lot more reports in the coming hours because it was overnight there previously, but now it's 9:12 a.m. So the day's just getting started there. Hey, guys, India Today also says now that they have the first image of Doctor of Terror, Dr. Umar. I don't know anything about this president. I mean, I don't follow India news that regularly, but multiple Indian outlets are now talking about this person, Dr. Umar. And India Today says, big headline, Dr. Umar drove car of terror during blast. They say they say India Today unmasks Doctor of Terror Mode Umar, employed as doctor at Al Falah Medical College. So to repeat, NDTV and India Today are both reporting that they're claiming that the person in the car who carried out the attack was this person, Dr. Umar. And India Today says he's actually a doctor at a medical college. They've just in the last few minutes posted this stuff. As I said, I have no idea if any of it's true. No, Corgi Cogito, like a doctor at a medical at a medical college. But I would not. I would certainly have a healthy degree of skepticism. If you want to see the image of Dr. Umar, if you literally go to indiatoday.in, I just posted the link in the chat. Right on the page, the headline on India Today it says, big story. First image of Red Fort blast suspect, Dr. Umar of Faridabad module emerges. Now remember, the authorities have said nothing conclusive like this. And India Today claims that the blast was likely a suicide attack and that the key suspect was alone in car. And then also, India Today claims that Dr. Umar, in a panic after Faridabad module arrests, carried out the blast. Oski says, seems like they're pointing figures at whoever. Go look at India Today if you want to see their reporting on this. which I have no idea if it's true. So it sounds like India Today is claiming that there was like a terror network that was busted last week, and he was a member of it, but he was not captured. So they're definitely running with it being an intentional explosion. Gagan Badiger says, follow Aditya Raj call to get accurate information. I think I have him on my India list. Anyways, we'll have to see where this all goes. But we do not, again, as I've said many times during this broadcast, I would take the different reports from Indian media with a grain of salt. He is very suspicious. Trust no one says, so he blew himself up. I do not know. I do not know. It's a confusing situation. We don't even know if this was intentional yet. By the way, thanks to Cherry Cola, our member, and Sevenfold, who says the logic behind military camouflage is to blend into your environment and not stick out like a sore thumb. I think he's talking about the blue camouflage. So I am seeing some stuff online that says India's Navy wears blue camouflage. I don't know those people we saw before. I don't know who they were with the blue camouflage. I do not know. Kung Fu Gaming thinks blue camouflage is the Indian Air Force. Pavan Kumar thinks India Today and NDTV are highly respectable channels. Jay says, I watch India Today. They're okay, but can be a bit melodramatic. Thanks, AZ Intel's dad. That's really nice of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. AZ Intel's dad. Thank you. Also, you know who I haven't thanked enough this stream is the moderators. I'm sorry, moderators. We've been jumping around from thing to thing to thing. It's been kind of chaotic. But thank you again to all of our moderators who have been here, like Ruth Krafasi, thank you so much. Leslie Ladyhawk, who's one of our new moderators, thank you. They're the ones in the blue uniforms over there on the left. Also, Good Luck Duck and Idaho Star and Matthew Kohai 3 on Twitch. Thanks. Paul Anderson, Charlotte Webb on Facebook. Margaret Riley. Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha on X. All right, guys, so I don't really have much else to report on this story here. I'm going to be following this story, this car explosion story, and see what actually the government says about all this. We don't have any assessment from the government about what exactly happened. They say they're still investigating. So I will keep an eye on that story. We talked about that. We showed you the final Senate vote ending the shutdown. It's the final Senate vote on ending the shutdown. It's going to go to the House in the next couple of days, and the president will sign it. Maybe we'll do coverage of that. And we talked about other couple stories as well. So our viewer Travelcado says they do tend to sensationalize things. The Indian media are saying sometimes. So I'll keep an eye on things. But if there is some big news later tonight, we'll certainly come back on the air. Whenever there's more news, we'll come back on the air. So I really appreciate you guys joining the stream. By the way, Icarus L9 says they caught 4 terrorists before the explosion happened. Again, I'm not up with the Indian news. I've seen these reports of catching terrorists recently and also finding explosives recently. I can't confirm those reports, and I don't know if any of those are connected to this, what happened. But I'll be keeping an eye on this. And again, if there's big news tonight, we'll come back on the air. And whenever it happens next, we'll come on the air. But I very much appreciate people tuning in for the stream. And I will also post updates on my X account. You can follow me on X. @Lookner on X is where you can follow. Oh, that's not it. You can follow me on X @Lookner. Oops. Right there. And if I see stuff tonight that's not, worth a whole stream, I will post it up on there. But subscribe, follow Agenda Free TV. We cover all kinds of live breaking news without an agenda. Agenda Free TV, and more news to come. And I'd also turn on notifications. We cover all kinds of live breaking news here without an agenda, and I never know when we're coming on the air a lot of the time, because big breaking news can happen, and it happens all of a sudden. You run on the air, and so I can't give you a schedule in advance. But if you want to get sent a notification whenever we go live, sign up for the free notifications we do. We do it through Discord. We have our own notification system, so you can sign up for that. The mods will post a link in the chat to sign up for the notifications, and you can find the notifications link on YouTube and Facebook in the description of this video. Matthew Felty said the Turning Point event is on NTD Channel Live. Yeah, I mean, there was, as I mentioned, there were some protesters at Berkeley tonight at a Turning Point event. I didn't have any live footage, the rights to that. But you might be, if there's protesters still out there, or the event itself, you're saying, you might be able to find that online. Let's see. But again, really appreciate you guys tuning in, and also thanks to everybody who posted in the chat, and thanks so much to all of our moderators. Again, you guys are awesome. Our moderators are why we can have chat rooms. We couldn't have them otherwise. I just thanked them, but I'm going to thank them again. Leslie Ladyhawk, Margaret Riley, Charlotte Webb, Paul Anderson, Linda Belk, Larry, Misha, Good Luck Duck, Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai 3, and all of our other mods. Thank you. Jason SK says, wow, you mean they went to Berkeley and people protested? Wow. Hey, thanks, Dillamond. I appreciate that. Remember, if you have feedback, you can always write to agendafreetv@gmail.com. Hey, thanks to everybody who donated. That's super nice of you guys. That is so nice of you. Thank you. Hopefully, did I not get people? Man, I thanked Sevenfold. I think I got everybody. Did I get Space Fraggle before and Matthew Felty? I think I did. And DG? I think I did. Hopefully. I got behind on Twitch. That's where I got behind. I apologize, Twitch. I owe Big Dog Gaming a thank you. Anonymous person who gave a sub to Tuck. That's where I got behind tonight. A million, oh my gosh. Sorry, Twitch, that's what happened. Ad revenue and ramen I didn't thank. Oh, I gotta thank some people after. Felucifa, I dropped the ball over on Twitch. My crystal clear life, thanks for subscribing. Sorry, Twitch, I was not on the ball. Daddy Coda, Tanger62, Massachusetts Mike. Once in a while it happens. Yep, Twitch got ignored. I forgot to thank people over there. I'll write some thank yous after. I see a dog on the scene, by the way. Can I get this on the screen? Hold on. I just saw a dog at the scene in New Delhi. Looked like a police dog. And people are going in and out of the scene there, the crime scene. Oh, there's a dog on the right there. See the dog with the soldier or with the police right there? There you go. As I said before, condolences to the families of the people who are dead, and thoughts with those injured. I hope everybody else survives. One of our viewers, Viridia Defender, thinks it's a bomb-sniffing dog. Okay, hey, another good way to find out when we're live, if you're on X, follow us on X at Agenda Free TV. Hold on. At Agenda Free TV. I always post there when we're going live. I post updates about the channel at Agenda Free TV. Also, we do have a chat where you can chat with other viewers when we're not on the air. That is our Discord chat, and it's free. Check it out. And it's the same link as the free notifications link. So check out our Discord chat. Thanks so much to our Discord mods. Really appreciate all your efforts, Discord mods. And hey, if you watch on YouTube, I would turn on the YouTube notifications, which can help let you know when we're on the air. YouTube notifications, what you need to do is you need to subscribe to the channel, then click the bell and choose all notifications. Subscribe, click the bell, choose all notifications. Thank you, Sausage, by the way. Much appreciated, Sausage. Thank you. Also, thanks to our Twitch subscribers like Amalian, My Crystal Clear Life, and Edumakashun, CC Chi-Town Bear 60 FPS, Tatermong, My Florida thought they were standing in evidence. Maybe they've gone over that area before that they're in right now, My Florida. I'm not sure. Thanks to all of our Twitch subscribers. There's CC as well. Our Facebook subscribers too, like Chuck Mosca and Robert Real II, Sharon Klassen Goslin. Thank you, Sharon, for subscribing. Kay Lowry Body, Margaret Riley, Shannon Davis Hughes, all of our other subscribers there. And our YouTube members. Thanks to all of our YouTube members like Ken Lance, Travelcado, Jewish Pickle, Eric Johnson, Moot, Evelyn in Maine, Gary Baines, Patricia Grace, CAC813, JD63, Val Cargo, Corgi Cogito, Jewish Pickle, Larry Martinez, Wickedest Witch, Jean-Paul LeChance. Jean C is upset about something. Jean, feel free to write to agendafreetv.gmail if you want to send feedback. Nicholas S., Evelyn in Maine, Eric Johnson, thanks for being a member. Jason S.K., Moot, Purple Cat Audio, Marcus, and all of our other YouTube members. Michael Michaels, Chaz Martin, Mons, thanks for being a member. Thanks BTZ20 for watching. Lady E. Christy Claft, thank you. I think I thanked Chuck Mosca before. Thanks, Chuck. Melissa Terry, thanks for watching. Susan Parslow Lounsbury. Distant Galaxy. Hellsters. Israv, thanks for watching. Again, I apologize for not thanking people on Twitch till the end. That's my fault. Well, Scottus De Wilson, thanks for watching too. All right, guys. So wrapping up this live stream, thank you. We will be on the air when there is more big news. So that is it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.